And welcome into the Huntsman Center. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart. As always, brought to you by Hyde Evans Associates here at the 2022, man alive, that's really weird to say, 6A quarterfinals. Our matchup is a Region 4 matchup. Matchup number 3 of the year for Skyridge and Pleasant Grove. And Dan, we know this Skyridge team pretty well. This is a team that gets going, but it starts at number 15, Nick Holland.
Yeah, it does. His athleticism, his shooting ability, his driving, there's so many different ways he'll try to attack you. And then they build off of that, right? So you'll see the lob play to Bailey. You'll see the kick out to guys like Carter. And when that's all working, oh, that Skyridge team is scary. When that gets disjointed, then that's where they have struggled over the course of 32 minutes. So as good as Nick Holland plays, tends to be how this Skyridge team flies.
Well, and for Pleasant Grove, Coach Mike McAllister, another spectacular year for his PJ Vikings. Finished the year a little disjointed. Both these teams kind of did, but they got rolling in the playoffs. But this team, there's McCaden Adams that gets things started.
Been fantastic. 21 points a game for McCaden Adams this year, 6 rebounds a game for the guard. And then you look at some of the guys around him. I know you're a big fan of Minton. We had Coach Rob Ross talk to us about Tanner Hanks and what he provides. There's a lot of different guys on it that help support that. But, look, this is McCaden Adams. I mean, he is kind of the go-to scorer for PG. And, if he has a big game, the Vikings are well positioned to advance to the semis.
Absolutely. Well, let's get started here in our Game 3 of the day. We got 5 more to go. The girls will come up this evening. But the winner will move on to take on American Fork in the semifinals. It will be a Region 4 semifinal. Oh, as Garrett and Bailey, a jump ball on the jump ball.
The other thing I would add in terms of Skyridge is we've seen Brendan Bailey at times this year be really physical. He's got to be physical here today. Yeah. He has got to elevate his gameplay and play his best game of the year. We've seen it, but they need it here today as well.
He's matched up with Isaac Garrett. Is outside with Evan Anderson. Hanks sends back out to Anderson. He'll drive amongst the trees. Nothing there. And late whistle, and it'll be 2 free throws coming away of Evan Anderson.
It's personal being called there on Davis.
At the line, number 22, Michael Minton.
So Minton at the line and hits the first. And got them both. So up the floor with Skyridge and Coach Jeff Gardner. One of the longtime coaches we've covered. And always felt like a friend because we're like pretty much the same age.
Pretty much.
Pretty much as Carter blocked from behind by Isaac Garrett. And we'll stay here. So Snowdy will trigger in, goes into Bryson Bailey. And we talked about this off camera. When they get Bryson Bailey involved early, it spells good things for this team.
Well, I think early success sets the right mental framework for him, right? You see that ball go in, you score it early, you find success, and now you're bought in, right? The energy's there, the physicality's there. We've already seen him be very quick defensively on that last contest, and it's a good sign for Skyridge when he is locked in.
Garrett sends out the corner. Here's Hanks. Kobe Carter was with him. Minton comes off the pass, kissed it off the window, and 22 has 4.
That's a nice take there by Minton. Has to deal with some physicality, able to finish through it.
You like this reference. He's kind of the Talon Robertson version for this team.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
As a near steal, Holland had that one poked away, picked up by Garrett. And now to the C.J. Wilcox of this team, McCaden Adams, and out to Garrett.
Coach Gardner quickly on the officials here early.
3 off the mark. Had a chance to speak with him that second round game. We had the officials come in, and actually he has a great relationship with a lot of the officials.
Yeah.
He, one of the officials, he told the story about his first game, he went out and hugged him He's like, you can't do that. You're coaching. You can't. He knew him as a player.
I think it's one where Coach Gardner looks at it as, hey, if I'm not on them, I'm not doing my job. Yeah. And that doesn't mean they're doing a bad job, but it's always a negotiation, right? And so there's always a little bit of a, I'm trying to help you see it my way, support my team. Is even there, he's like, that should have been a foul. A lot of substitution here.
And in comes Mason Hunter as Josh Davis will come off the floor.
I'll tell you this, you better be prepared when you're playing the Coach Gardner team, because
yeah,
that guy was on a broadcast with us last year, and he's calling out plays left and right. They're going to run this, they're going to run that. It's like, you aren't even coaching in this game, and he already knows exactly what's coming.
I know he's a Broncos fan, but he thinks he's Tony Romo. He and I were building a very good relationship, and he said he was a Broncos fan. I was like, well, you go talk to Vince.
The sock Norb?
Bob it in to Bailey.
That's it.
Bryson can't get that one to go. Rebound taken away by Garrett.
It's an inside joke. Had to. It's back to a text conversation earlier this week.
As PG leads 4-2. As McAdams goes up top to Garrett. On the angle, Evan Anderson, 4-3. 7-2 start for PG. They took both games in the regular season. That we saw these teams, and both of them were at the top of Region 4, had the 2-game skid, and they were playing, and that's the last time we saw Coach McAllister, or I saw Coach McAllister and the Vikings. There's a steal by Michael Minton, and the PG got the win that night. As Hanks has that one popped out of his hands, as Stoney loses it. Right back in the hands of Anderson, and Evan all the way to the rim, and that's 5 first quarter points. And a timeout on the floor with 4:16 left in the first. 30-second timeout, and quite the start here for the Vikings.
Yeah, great job off of a turnover, and so I feel like PG right now, they are attacking, and it's a good sign for Coach McAllister's group here in this quarterfinal. Of course, got a Region 4 semi coming up for either one of these teams. They'll take on American 4.
Yeah, if we did a region tournament, I mean, that'd be kind of fun, maybe. So what we'll have is American 4 poster ticket to AF looked great. I mean, Corner Canyon won on the first game of the day. Yeah. They are going to play in the semifinal against Westlake. That could be all Region 4. I think that's what you're meaning,
short.
Right? Yeah.
These are both Region 4. That's the other 3 are Region 4.
You said that, and it hadn't quite hit me. We just got
yeah.
Game 11 of 2 days. And
yeah.
Some people call me Region 4 homer, and I just say analytics.
Analytics.
Up to 4 with Holland, outside with Bailey. To Cypress, though, I mean, we go back to that first. That was so much fun. That Cypress team, there's a foul to Michael Minton. And what we saw from Q Mason, the biggest stage he's gotten to play on in his 3 years starting for Coach Trey Smith. And Mulford, only a sophomore. It was so fun to see how they responded and played today. But just clutch to see Brody Kozlowski knock down the 3. They got the win for Corner Canyon.
It was the only made 3 in the second half for Corner Canyon, was that game winner.
Well, so no matter what, you got a third matchup in the championship game, which hasn't gone well over the years.
Yeah.
Lone Peak versus PG twice, PG versus AF. As there's a near steal to McAdams. Carter send to the corner to Holland. That's out of bounds off of, that's off of Holland. Hanks got the tip off the hands of Nick Holland. It'll be Pleasant Grove ball.
PG right now just looks more active on both sides. They just look quicker. And so if you're Skyridge, you got to up the intensity here to match that. As you don't want this game to get too spread out here early on.
Hand back to Anderson. Now Adams going to drive the Hunter. Fall away goes for McCaden Adams. First points of the afternoon as that's out of bounds, and we'll stay here as Skyridge kind of still stuck in neutral.
You talked about Q Mesa. Let's just circle back to that, shall we? Young man, 28 points and whatever it was.
Was it 24 and 16, wasn't it?
Was that it? Offered to Idaho State.
Or 12, yeah. Okay. Oh, and a charge.
He needs more. I'll leave it at that. The way he played on this stage, that's a young man. You need to get on it. If you're a school, Q Mesa's legit. I think he showed that today, and we'll get another year of it, but that young man's going to be a big-time baller.
Just super impressed. The moment was never too big.
No.
He relished the moment. It was awesome to watch that. Let's say the same thing about Kozlowski. I know he went a little quiet in the third, but, man, he wasn't his first experience in that situation, too, and just went right after it.
Yep.
3 on the way, no. And a foul
push in the back
to Skyridge. Going to go on Colby Carter.
Yeah, McCaden Adams came flying in and saw a little arm check there in the lower back. This is where this game is. You got to be careful here if you're Skyridge. You're flirting with danger. It's already a 9-point deficit.
Send out Michael Minton. Strong drive, and Snowdy going to pick up foul number 2. As Michael Minton will go back to the line.
Skyridge girls team in the house. We'll get to see them take on top-seeded Lone Peak a little bit later.
It's a fun day to be a Skyridge fan.
Yes.
You always look for fun games for your teams. As Minton knocks that down. Very much looking forward to that. Nancy Warner and the Lone Peak Knights are undefeated on the year, Region 4 champions. Won both games against Skyridge during the regular season. Close contests. As Dane's mentioned before, Katie Wilson's 2 lowest outputs were up against Skyridge. And Minton now with 6 points in the opening frame. So Josh Davis comes back in for Coach Garner. 13-2.
Just the one bucket from Bailey off the inbound. And the early foul call there. We talked about it. It is Nick Holland. Coach Ross said it. We know that. We've done a lot of Skyridge basketball. They've got to get him going. It's time is of the essence here. I know it's early, but you got to get him going.
Yeah. Interesting note we got. These are the only 2 teams in 6A that have been to the quarterfinals each of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
As we got a foul on the inbound. This can go against Mickelson. Coach Tucker wasn't yelling at the officials. He was looking at Mickelson. What are you doing? Of course, Coach Tucker covered him when he played for Coach McAllister.
Well, I'll tell you, that PG staff, you want consistency? It feels like that staff is...
Only one coach is left. He's now coaching at AF.
Yeah.
I think he's still the golf coach at PG. I could be wrong, so I won't misspeak. As Hunter loses the handle, McCaden Adams. Carter came back, and it's Adams laying it in, and another timeout to Skyridge. What a start for Pleasant Grove. 1:54 left in the quarter. 15-2, Vikings lead. We'll be right back. Welcome back in. This is all PG to start, but got a long time to go. If Skyridge can find their offense here. With Bailey outside to Holland. Snowdy. Back to Carter. Colby on the drive and then gets the whistle. It'll be Colby Carter going to line for 2 free throws. That foul is charged to Tanner Hanks.
5 team fouls on PG, 4 on Skyridge. We're almost in the bonus.
This is how both games went. We were in the bonus essentially the entire second quarter.
Yeah, you had them both.
I had them both.
Yeah.
My tongue has lots of holes in it.
From all the salt and the sunflower seeds?
That's exactly
okay,
it,
that's what I thought.
We built a lot of friendships with officials over the years. I don't try not to ruin them all in one night. So both free throws good there from Colby Carter, and it's 15-4. Minute and a half to go in the first. Oh, nice split there by McAdams. Can't get it to go. McCaden Adams is on the run. Holland sent out. Snowdy off on the 3. Quickly on the push. Here comes Anderson.
You know, I don't know if I just wasn't paying attention. I never saw Coach Gardner look up and say, that guy doesn't believe in you. Maybe the motivation.
He missed it.
Did I miss it?
He missed it. You didn't miss it. Adams off on the shot. It'll be McCaden going back to the line. And of course, Dane mentioning before the Lone Peak Skyridge quarterfinal game a couple years ago. That's exactly what happened. Coach Garner, I got here early. Is up here just getting stuff set. And, hey, that guy doesn't believe in you.
And I was pointing at Dusty too. It was him. It was him.
As McCaden misses on the first. So Tate Mansfield comes on for Coach Garner. McCaden goes 1 of 2, 16-4. Inside of 50 seconds left in the first. Bryson. Kind of stuck in no man's line. Here comes Holland downhill. Nick off the bump, gets the bucket.
But
look
at how far out PG was pushing that defense. We talk about Nick Holland in the drive, and I was talking with Coach Gardner a while ago. I said teams have started to pick Nick up further out, and it has prohibited him from being as aggressive on some of that dribble penetration. And PG doing that here in this quarter.
Adams out of the corner, sends back up top to Hanks.
Boy, a little physical there.
Man. 5 seconds. Mickelson with 3. Hanks at the horn. Back rimmed, and that'll do it for the first quarter. A strong first quarter for the Vikings. It is PG 16, Skyridge 6. Winner moves on to the semifinals to take on American Fork. You're watching the 2022 6A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com. Welcome back in. Start of second quarter. Make 2022 the year of you. Go to wgu.edu and fill out your chance to receive a $2,500 scholarship at Western Governors University. The steal by McCaden Adams. Transition 3 from Anderson. No. Hanks with the rebound. Sends back out. Anderson down the barrel. Short. And Skyridge was retreating for the run out. Didn't chase down the board. Adams did. Anderson back up top to Garrett. Isaac, little jumper. No, and the rebound to Carter.
Man, a couple great looks for PG. Just couldn't get it to drop. A turnover for Skyridge. It just has not been an easy first half for the Falcons at all.
Bryson Bailey got the space, couldn't get the bunny to drop. Here comes PG.
He was kind of finding himself drifting under the basketboard. Really tough angle. Is physical contest there from Mansfield.
Get older, the dad in you comes out. So that's a broken wrist coming.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the basketball players didn't chase cheerleaders off. This is a dance company getting ready for halftime. Get a trigger in. McCaden working on Carter, send out to Anderson. And PG will take their time if they need to. Travel. Yeah. Okay.
No, it was.
I didn't see the
Topside official had it instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dan knows the look.
Dusty almost needed a new phone.
Already lost my pen. Here comes Holland. That's back to Snowdy. Bryson trapped along the baseline, gets it off to Hunter, send to the corner. Holland. Oh, the three won't go. Bailey with the 21 put in.
That's where I feel like Bailey really needs to flex his muscle, is at the rim, be that rebounding, be it putbacks, be it on the lob plays, which they haven't been able to get going because of the defense. But, man, Bryson Bailey, he needs to live within 6 feet the duration of this contest.
Oh, Adams, nice ball fake. Send out, three on the way. Anderson can't get it to go. Rebound to Bailey.
And look, as tough of a half as it's been for Skyridge,
Kenyon Snowdy for three.
It's down to 5. This has been maybe one of the toughest starts for Skyridge on the year, and it's 2 possessions.
Defense leads to offense. Timeout on the floor. 5:41 left in the half. We got a ball game, 16-11. We'll be right back. Will he go 30? So 5:41 left in the half, and Skyridge come right back. Only down 11. It was, what, 16-2? Memory serves. It's not 16-4.
It was 16-4. I don't think it was 16. I think it was 16-4. Well, I know it was 16-4, but I don't remember when they scored the second bucket.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Minton zigged instead of zagging. I mean, if he ran the whip route, he's still standing there, but he didn't. So it'll be Skyridge basketball.
Read the defense wrong.
He was thrown to a different window. It's, of course, Skyridge football is going to have a new head. Coach Lehman, his last year.
Yeah.
Is Justin Ham going to take over. Snowdy just hit that three. Now Mason Hunter back up top. Colby Carter's yet to get going offensively. Drives in to defenders. Bryson Bailey can't get the putback. Tip it back up. No. Bryson's still fighting. That's off of Bryson, and it'll be Viking basketball. Coach Gardner loves the effort.
Told you, Bryson has to live amongst the trees, and I love that he is recognizing that early and still going at it. And even more so that he's frustrated that he didn't finish that, right? Yep. Like, he's still hungry. He's not hanging his head. It's, next time. Love that.
So can PG capitalize on the missed opportunity? No. Holland with the steal. Garrett giving chase. Holland lays it in. And Nick Holland's got to be that guy.
Yes, indeed. And when you can get easy steals like that for Nick, the speed, he gone.
And Holland going to pick up the foul. That'll be number 2 on Nick Holland.
No, Snowdy.
Oh, Snowdy. That's the 3rd on Kenyon Snowdy.
Foul on number 14, Kenyon Snowdy.
Nick needed to raise his hand there. Actually, Bryson should have. No, me or Mason Hunter, someone.
How about one of the depth guys on the bench? Hey, that was me. Over here. Over here. I think I want to protect Holland as long as I can.
That's true. I didn't realize he had one already. As that free throw is good from McCaden Adams.
But Snowdy going to the bench, that's a big item. I know we talk a lot about Holland and Bailey. Snowdy, his spurt over the summer really found him having more minutes here, and he's hit some big-time shots for Skyridge on the year. And a young man obviously has a, pedigree at Skyridge, his older brother, but 7 points a game, and that's now saddled with 3 fouls on the bench for at least the rest of this first half, you'd have to presume.
Good job by Adams of really angling off Holland as Colby sends that in the corner to Josh Davis. And Davis loses it. Here comes Minton. Gives it up to Adams. McCaden lays it in. It's just like that, a 2-point game to 7. Mason Hunter sends out to Bryson. Missed on the 3, hit one against Copper Hills. Didn't get that one to drop. Adams able to keep his pivot foot. Fall away in the key, rolls off.
It's good defense there by Mason Hunter. Actually beat Adams to the spot. Did a great job of seeing where that was going to go.
Carter off the trail, can't get the 3 to go.
Colby Carter, a young man that's got 20 points in him. He can be a real active offensive player.
And how about the finish from Michael Minton? That was nearly a +1, but Minton having a great first half. That's 8 points from Minton. Timeout on the floor, full timeout. 2:57 left in the half. We'll be right back.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
.257 left in the half. Syracuse made a surge, Dane, but PG answered with one of their own.
Skyridge. That's okay. It's the 12th game. I get it. I'm going to call him Skyline half the time.
Oh, I can't get that one to go. Bryson Bailey on that end. Come back the other end. There's Tanner Hanks.
How about that? Not intimidated by the length of Bailey at all, and Hanks able to go end to end.
Nick Holland. So for him to get it started, he had that steal and bucket. Floats it, no. And they're going to have a foul on the rebound. Let's go against Mickelson.
They're trying to box out Bailey and calls for a loose ball foul. Look, PG switches. I know what Holland is thinking there, but one where he's trying to get that shot away quickly before that size takes away his space and just not squared up to get that shot finished.
Mason Hunter times it up, and the foul will go to Adams. And Hunter will go to the line for 2 free throws.
Number 24, McCaden Adams, his first 17th foul. In the act of shooting, Mason Hunter shoots 2 shots.
And the free throw good by Mason Hunter. He's got one more. And the second one, wanted to come out and stays down. As we near the 2-minute mark left in the first half. Hanks inside to Garrett. Mansfield fouled him, and Garrett finishes. Slow start for Isaac Garrett. His first points.
I don't want to speak for an official, but if you just stay straight up there, you remain your verticality. Mansfield brings that arm down, trying to block the shot. And the official there to make the call. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how that ball got over the front of the rim. There's a lot of contact there, and Garrett will somehow finish it.
And crawls off the free throw. 26-15. High post to Bailey. Outside to Holland. They're trying to find some space. Mouse in the house here with Bryson Bailey with Evan Anderson. Bryson, fall away, crawls off. Garrett pulls down the board. Colby Carter couldn't outreach him. Here comes Hanks. Cut off by Bryson Bailey. Now PG will set up their offense. Garrett straight away, 4-3.
Garrett, a Viking for your liking.
Holland finds Colby Carter. Carter got the tough one over the top of Garrett. As we're under a minute. Down to 50 seconds left in the half. As PG has owned this half from beginning to end.
Got to his within 3, right? 16-13?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yep. As dangerous pass, got that to Adams. McCaden going to back it out. Apparently Skyridge thought there was 3 seconds. There's Mickelson with 15. Remember, no shot clock at Utah High School basketball. Don't see Mike McAllister do this a lot. Inside of 10. 3 seconds. Adams at the horn. Snowdy's fourth. Oh, yeah, number 4 on Kenyon Snowdy. Well after the ball was released. Free throw no good.
Coach Gardner having a water cooler conversation.
What was it? George Costanza used the cup
No
conversation.
reading lips on this one, right?
Exactly. It's a skill, like juggling. As Adams has one more. $14-point game. As Snowdy will come off 4 personal fouls on Kenyon Snowdy. One of the better three-point shooters of Skyridge.
Just a little bit more pressure on Colby Carter, some of these other Falcons to make up for it.
The shot will not count, but that's how the half will end. A half that was started with domination by PG, a run from Skyridge, and PG widens it back out to a 14-point lead. You are watching the 2022 6A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com. Start of the third quarter. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart with you here at Game Night Live. Rewind. Remind you that 2022 is the year of you. Go to wgu.edu to sign up for a chance to get a $2,500 scholarship at Western Governors University. Get your degree at your time and your own pace. McCaden Adams misses on the jumper. That's out of bounds off of PG. It'll be Skyridge basketball around midcourt.
Dusty, you look at the first half stats, and they're not great if you're a fan of the orange and gray. 6 of 20 from the floor for Skyridge, 9 turnovers. It was a tough first half. And look, if you're Coach Gardner, you got to say, guys, we cannot play a lot worse than we did in that first half. And first half possession or second half possession, you get another turnover. It's just been a tough go here for Skyridge today.
Nice extra pass, Garrett to Anderson. And Evan Anderson with 7 points. Young man who doesn't always look for a shot as Holland has that one knocked away. Anderson in transition. Cross court, McCaden Adams. McCaden. All nice find into Michael Minton, and he's fouled by Colby Carter. And 2 free throws coming to Michael Minton.
And Hunter even reads that. I mean, Mason Hunter's feeling that baseline and just runs past it, the timing just off. And look at this, Snowdy's going to come back on here with 4. It's just you've got to ignite the offense somehow if you're Skyridge.
Could be last game of the year. Can't hold anything back now.
We know.
As Minton hits the first. 9 points for Michael Minton. I learned, if you guys want to wonder why I keep mentioning the Michael Minton thing, I learned in 2007 in a game that I did at Bingham at Alta, I had a feeling that a kid named David Johnson was having a good night. I said it to David, I didn't say it on air, and he hit 7 threes that night. Now, Alta won, and Jackson Kohler hit a bunch of free throws, and ice in the veins, Tyson Kohler. That's why I make sure I haven't hit this one, because I think he had 2 good games against Skyridge, and you see why. As Bailey thought he'd get the foul call, did not.
Yeah, he didn't have a clean handle on that going up. You could see him kind of bobbling it as he was trying to get the shot away.
Hanks send out McCaden Adams. Short on the 3. How about that? Hanks with hands like lightning. Hanks, I bet he could catch a fly with chopsticks. Up top with Garrett on the angle to Anderson. Double screen. Here's the 3 from Adams. And it won't go.
Now, that's the remarkable thing. Peachy's not shot the long ball well today. They've had some good looks. A lot of them have been shorts. Kept Skyridge within distance.
Davis slips out the triple. Garrett going to pass up the 3. Drive base. Give up to Michael Minton. And the bunny crawls off. Holland on the drive is fouled on the drive. Let's see if they call on the floor. They do. Foul before the shot.
Officials here talking. No, it's going to be on the shot.
On the number 21, Evan Anderson, his second.
I actually agreed with the first official. I thought he fouled him
just
inside. Yeah, I thought he fouled him inside 2 steps before he put the shot up. Was the initial contact. Now, the other official came in and said actually had the foul after he starts his movement.
Well, I mean, habitual shooting motion for Nick is kind of that, that lane, right? So, my thing, if I were a player, I would look for the longest habitual motion, right?
Hey,
it's 3 steps for me to get into my shot. It's just.
It's like the tuck rule. Just keep moving your arm until it's tucked to your ribs, apparently. I'm always shooting. Here comes Garrett. Set up top to Anderson. Now on the angle to Minton, who pulls for 3. Off the mark, rebound taken by Holland. Thought he had the leak out to Carter. Didn't have it there. Bryson Bailey. Garrett comes. Bailey spins right, and it crawls off. Here comes Minton. Anderson in transition. And the 3 won't go off of Minton, and it'll be Skyridge basketball.
This game could be a lot worse. I mean, you think about all the three-point shots that PG has taken.
I mean, at the half, they were 2 of 8 from deep.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't hit one in the second half.
And of their 19 shots, 8 of them were from long range. I mean, they have really tried to take advantage of some of those open looks, and they haven't gone either way.
Nice move by Carter. Step back, couldn't get separation from Garrett. Minton knocks that out of bounds, and it'll be Skyridge ball near side. As you see again, I don't know how McAllister keeps doing this. Just long defense. Doesn't get any longer when Van Komen was there, but still long defense. Holland drives, crawls off. Rebound taken by Hanks. Garrett. And now a foul going to go to Bailey after the block. Kind of a disjointed play there.
Yeah. You know, it all kind of starts with a drive by Holland, a play he normally finishes, but crawled off the rim, and PG has an opportunity on the break. Bailey coming back, makes a nice initial play, but kind of lets that arm get hung up.
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive foul on Garrett. His first. At the line for Garrett, 5.7 rebounds and 2 dimes.
Yeah, he's been strong today.
Oh, Bailey won the lob, just didn't have the shot there from Holland. Hunter goes the opposite side. Holland left hand, and it crawls out.
Man, a couple of those that just normally Nick's able to finish in the lane, and back-to-back takes for Nick that just creep out on him.
And Holland hits the free throws. Been a tough day from the floor for Nick, but the free throw line treating him well. Maybe get him into some rhythm here. As Sheffield comes on the floor, trying to keep Snowdy available potentially for the fourth quarter. As McCaden Adams has back to Garrett. Big fella, second three.
I mean, statistically, he's their best three-point shooter of the day, the big man.
Yeah.
I don't remember that in any of our keys of the game, huh?
Well, I remember, I think it was against Skyridge. He hit a late three. Skyridge had made a run, and then Garrett hit a three. And I thought, well, it's just because he was wide open. Apparently, this is part of the repertoire.
Yeah.
Holland gets it into Carter. Colby back to Holland.
I'd say they need to look for opportunities for Colby. I know Nick's trying to get going, but again, where's that support come from? Colby's got, 15, 20-point outings multiple times this year, and he's just got 4.
Coach Gardner looked at the official, was like, hey, what? And the official said, be straight up. So, I actually had never seen the signal before, so I was glad to see that. Oh, timeout charge to Coach McAllister. 3:11 left in the third. You're watching the 6A quarterfinals. 16-point lead for PG. Threatening to go up more. As checking in for Coach McAllister is Grant Webb, and the foul will be to Holland away from the ball. No, it's on Snowdy. That's number 5, Kenyon Snowdy, and he's done.
Notice there was not much of a delay for that substitution. I think there's some frustration for Kenyon, and I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because inside that, I say off of PG, it'll be Skyridge basketball. On the drive, Holland at the rim. And it's a charge on Nick Holland. That is the second charge on Skyridge where they're under or near the basket. I know the rule. Terrible interpretation. I'm sorry.
I don't know that the rule cares where it happens. So
I know. It's just bad. So bad. 1920s rules in the 2022 game. I don't know what the offensive player is supposed to do. If you're underneath the hoop, is he supposed to just return and exit route and go back out? Or what's he supposed to do?
What stops you from a jump stop?
Well, just on the drive. The guy came a little bit later. That's all I'm saying is so deep in the lane.
I guess for me it's like, why can't you defend the rim?
He can defend the rim. Put your hands down and take a charge. That's not defending the rim. That's what I'm saying. Even plus, you're just standing in the lane. Either way, I think you have to incentivize guys away from the hoop so we don't. It's just bad. It's an old rule for a new game. Outdated, just like a no-shot clock. Outdated. Free throw, or pardon me, jumper good for Bryson Bailey. And quickly on the other end, Hanks. Oh, he left it short. Here comes Skyridge. Colby Carter. Down the lane, it crawls in. Down to 12.
And I want to make clear, I'm not saying I am a proponent of adding a restricted area. I have no problem with it, right? Mm-hmm. But for me, it's like,
I want to invite athleticism. Invite athleticism, not take it away.
Well, all I'm saying is I think the way, I don't know that it solves a lot of issues. Like, it takes away an aspect of a call in one spot, right? Sure. But there's nothing that stops you from being 2 feet out of that and doing the same thing. And to my point, it's like, all right, well, what's any different than
that's
there?
That's way different.
See, I don't see it.
2 feet is different than when he's near or under the hoop within that area. It's a totally different spot. He's taking off from that spot rather than going into that spot. Two different spots.
I guess for me, I don't see it as being a huge difference.
High flyers, we understand that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I sat on the outside, and look, it doesn't affect my game. It doesn't affect Steph Curry's game, Dusty. Just develop a better outside shot.
Yeah, Klay Thompson doesn't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
Many others do. As Michael Minton. Just a footwork clinic there by Michael Minton. And a delay of game warning on PG. Procedures will be followed. As we come off the screen of Bailey. Carter off on the three. Tipped out. So now down the floor with the Vikings with inside of a minute left in the third. Minton sends up top to Garrett with no shot clock. PG can take this down. Anderson has that one stolen by Carter. Colby Carter has it ripped away by Garrett. Jump ball.
No foul. Oh.
Possession arrow belongs to Skyridge.
He was a little slow on the double thumb, so I thought we were going to have an infraction. And
Holland, lob it up to Bailey, left it short. Bryson goes after the board, 12 seconds. No call on the contact. I think a good no call, and Bailey lays it in.
I was just surprised there was no call, but I don't disagree.
3 seconds, 2, Garrett at the horn. We go to the fourth quarter, and it's a 12-point lead for PG. Vikings 39, Falcons 27. You're watching the 2022 6A quarterfinals. Start of the fourth quarter. As always, our commentary brought to you by our friends at Heinemann and Associates. Go to utah.law, find the law office nearest you, and if you can't get to one of the offices, you do a consultation virtually. Get a free consultation. So let them know that Rewind sent you. Again, that's utah.law and Heinemann and Associates. And now the foul going to be assessed to Nick Holland. It'll be his third personal.
I think the tough thing on that, if you're Nick, you're being called for essentially a hand check there, right, on the player. And he's like, have you been seeing what they've been doing to me all game? Right? I mean, he hasn't really been able to establish much of a drive or much tempo because of that same play. And so Coach Gardner, I mean.
And, yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. Hanks pulled out the chair, and then it was spiked by Garrett. It'll be Skyridge ball on baseline. Well, if you're going to call it there, why isn't it called every other time? And, Colby Carter off the lob, +1. And a run coming again from Skyridge.
Down to 10.
Fellas on 33, Isaac Garrett, his second. 15.
Sheffield will check in as the free throw is off the mark. Up the floor, Tanner Hanks gives outside to Isaac Garrett. Now Anderson. Adams drives at Hunter. Sends out Hanks, fake. It doesn't pull on the three. It's Anderson. Minton whips out the triple. Loose ball in the hands of Michael Minton. Goes right back in, left it on the rim. That's off of PG. It'll be Skyridge basketball.
So I thought Skyridge was going to have the clear earlier. And maybe fortunate there. That ball was just dropped. We already had a delay of game warning.
Right.
And such it is.
As here comes Skyridge down 10. 16-13 was the closest score we had. About that range, 16-13. As Holland can't get that to go without he get the call. And now you're going to have a reach-in foul on Holland. And Nick, that's number 4. It kind of gave that one up a little bit. I know he thought he had a jump ball, but 1 left on Nick Holland.
At the line, number 4, Tanner Hanks shooting 1 and 1.
So Hanks at the line. And off on the free throw, Bailey pulls it down.
We've had a couple of free throw opportunities that have been batted around, given away, and good for Bailey to be able to just take control of that one and make sure that it was kept here with the Falcons.
Bailey hands back to Hunter, now Colby Carter.
Snowdy's already fouled out. And Holland with the 4. Resources starting to run thin.
Up top, Holland on the drive, give it up to Bryson. Bailey lost the handle, goes back up strong and scores, and it's an 8-point game.
I don't know how Skyridge has this in single digits.
Stunned. Minton up top to Adams. Kind of feels like the first AF game of the year. It was a 6-point game about the same point. But Skyridge able to pull that one out. Adams Nice find inside. Minton reverses and scores. Michael Minton.
Boy, Nick wanted to be a lot more aggressive on that, but immediately recognized, nope, can't do it. Had to concede it. Good breakdown there by PG.
Hunter in the corner. Bailey. Send out. Open for three. Davis short. And now the foul going to be given to Mason Hunter. As we'll walk the other end, and it'll be Garrett with the last one-on-one free throw.
The ninth Falcon team foul. At the line in the bonus, number 33, Isaac Garrett.
Garrett's approaching a double-double here.
Mm-hmm. He was scoreless, I think, coming into.
Number 12, Isaac.
How many points did he have at the half?
He had 5.
Oh, my bad. I guess it was late second quarter. Second half's flown by.
Yeah.
Really has. And Garrett goes 2 for 2. 43-31. Into the corner, Hunter. Back out, Nick Holland.
At the break, Nick Holland had shot 1 3. I don't know if he shot one in the second half. The PG length is clearly disrupting him from long range as that one crawls out.
Bailey had that ball 3/4 of the way down and it popped out. Here comes PG. Adams sends out. Anderson back to Adams from the corner. 4-3. McCaden Adams. And they have just slammed the door.
Timeout, Pleasant Grove.
And it's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 4:43 left in the fourth. PG up 15.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I'm going to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
.43 left in the fourth quarter. 15-point lead for PG. Our 6A boys semifinals will be set after this game. The winner will take on American Fork in the Region 4 tournament. As Corner Canyon already punched their ticket to play against Westlake. As Bailey, contested jump hook goes. Big B, as Mike Christensen calls him. And that is number on,
no, that was
actually
on
on 12.
Brockbank.
Yeah, Isaac Brockbank get a pick with the first personal. Saying he kicked.
Foul on Isaac Brockbank of the Falcons, his first 10th team foul. At the line for 2 shots, McCaden Adams.
I mean, pretty staggering difference when you look up at the box score here in the stadium. 3 Vikings in double figures. Bailey, the only one for Skyridge, and Holland still sitting at 8. He and Carter 8 apiece. Been tough afternoons for a lot of this experienced Skyridge roster.
I post to Bailey. Bryson sends out. Holland pulls for 3. Off the mark. Hunter with the board. And then that ball out of bounds off of Skyridge.
And this is where, again, kind of rotation of officials, right? I mean, frustration underneath, but some of the calls have come today have come from other perspectives, and one where Coach Gardner petitioning. But the rotation on the floor just doesn't have the same view of it.
Up top with Anderson. Coach McAllister and his PG Vikings. I mean, it's been 16-plus years of just solid basketball, and the top-level basketball for many of those years. I think, if I remember, just off the top of my head, 3 championship game appearances.
Let's play that game, shall we? PGAF. That's not a gimme either way, right?
Mm-mm.
And then on the other side of the bracket, Westlake Corner Canyon. It could be the year for PG.
It could be.
The way this is set up, I mean, really, I think what we've seen today, any of the 4 teams could win it. It really is like, look, you got to go play your best 2 games. You do that, you win a state championship.
What do you think of the home stretch of Region 4 play was really those 4 teams.
Right.
And it was a 2-point win, Corner Canyon over PG, that was a tie for Region 4.
Yep.
PG had it all sewn up, and then all of a sudden the rest of Region 4 started playing their best ball as Carter can't get it. Bailey with the rebound goes back up and is fouled by Michael Minton. But it was, well, PG's going to walk away with this thing, and then all of a sudden everybody else started getting it going. But, yeah, that AF game, that's what got AF jump-started, was the win over Pleasant Grove.
I mean, PG, Corner Canyon, AF finished 1-2-3. PG and Corner Canyon tied for first, and AF was a game back. And, by the way, Westlake just played their best game of the year.
Right.
I mean, it's like, all right, then.
They'll sign me up for Thursday. I mean, Thursday's
You're signed up. I just add you to the list.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
You gave the doorman my name?
Yeah. It's like, it's Dusty Litster with a T.
Now, if he drops a T, it's not him.
None of this Lister stuff. It's not the right guy.
As Sheffield is fouled by Anderson. Mind you, the girls' tournament coming up next. As speaking of Westlake, the powder blue, probably Columbia blue and navy coming right back.
Yeah.
The girls taking on Davis.
Intriguing matchup there. Of course, Mabry, the talented guard out of Davis, and Kitchen on the post for the Darts. Had a great year. A couple region losses for Davis at the hands of Fremont.
Feels like Mabry's been at Davis forever.
A long time.
As that 3 won't fall for Nick Holland. And then the foul to Bryson Bailey will be his 3rd. Bailey rebound away from a double-double, but it's been this PG team. It hasn't been flashy. It hasn't been a lot of different things. It's just been a workman's afternoon for the Vikings.
And I know you saw them over the course of the regular season, Dusty. I did not, but when you look at their regular season, 4-point win over Alta, 1-point win over Timpanogos. They had a 2-point win over Cypress. I mean, this was a team that's been in a lot of close battles over the course of the year, and it has felt like it's been a much workmanlike, right? We talked about 5-point win over AF to kick off region play, 3-point win over Westlake. Like, they've been in a lot of tight battles, and it hasn't been we beat you 70-40. It's been look, we close games out, right? We play a full 32. We make plays late when we need it. And, I mean, this is one of their most lopsided wins when you talk about games against Region 4 teams.
Well, it's funny, when I saw Coach McAllister the turn of region play against Lone Peak at Lone Peak, I said, hey, that's a great run. He goes, don't play that. He's like, don't. He's like, we're getting by the skin of our teeth, and he said anything can happen.
Well, Lone Peak, they beat Lone Peak 45-42, and that team finished last in region. It just, that's not to knock PG. Lone Peak was better than the worst team in Region 4, right? Like, the region was extremely even this year. And
well, is it they made plays? I talk about that play. Tanner Hanks was going to inbound. 40. What did you say was
45-42.
45-42. Full timeout. We'll take the timeout.
Okay.
Yeah. 2:21 left. We'll be right back.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I'm going to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
.221 left in the fourth quarter. Yeah, but that game, Hanks is going to go inbounded, and Ike Staley stole it, retreats to the three-point line, and Hanks, instead of putting his head down, comes running off the baseline to block the three. As a lob up, and Garrett goes up and gets it. It's that kind of stuff. You can go win and fine, but in those tight games, you make the plays. And it was that moment. It's like, that's interesting. Because the team just isn't going to put their head down. They're just going to keep working. Garrett needed to learn from his teammates.
Yeah.
Hold your position, you'll get the call, but he popped up.
You know, and some of it is, and I don't mean to, I probably shouldn't say this, but what the hey? There's something about a team that just comes together and we're just going to go play, right? And sometimes, you know, you think of some of the PG rosters in the past. They've had guys that have played NBA and D1 ball, and they've had some big names, some big-time recruits. And, you know, Coach McAllister's gotten there but hasn't been able to get over that hump. And could a team have just, hey, we're going to go out, play hard, execute, you know, play a full 32, and is that the group that finally delivers it? It could be the way this year's played out. So sometimes sports are funny like that,
yep.
Right? The most talented team doesn't always win. Chemistry and a lot of other intangibles play a big part in that, as Colby Carter here called with a foul.
As Riker Mickelson does like his brother with a layup at the end of a game on Game Night Live Rewind.
Kale
against
cost
Olympus.
me a milkshake.
Kale against Olympus.
Yeah, I still got to pay that out.
Yeah.
I've tried, but the other party is like, no, we're good. It's like, I owe you gelatinated non-dairy gum-based beverage.
It's a lot.
Simpsons line.
Okay. But you think about, for Coach McAllister, he's had those teams. You know, Nichols and crew lost to a generational team. T.J. Haws, Zach Frampton, and a guy you might have heard of, Frank Jackson. Okay, and then they go back and they lose to David Evans's Lone Peak Knights that had, a bunch of guys on that team too.
Yeah.
Stephen Ashworth, you may have heard of him. Chantry Ross and others, and then they go and a game that they were expected to win, right, against AF, about by some, not by half of us on this broadcast.
Yeah.
With the team he'd been waiting to have, like, hey, I got 7 foot.
It was the senior year, right?
Yeah.
Casey Brown and
Van Coleman,
Akana,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, they had some dudes.
yeah, Kavika and all that, and you lose to Cuff in his first year. By the way, Quincy Lewis, to answer your question yesterday, another coach in their first year winning a state championship.
Thank you.
Tim Lacombe, you're welcome. Thank you, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
But this is that year, you're right, kind of that workman's. Anybody could get this 6-8 tournament. And he's got a team that's just, we talk about metal tested. And that's what this team is. Hasn't been easy, hasn't been flashy. They've gotten it done, and they've had to get better. And you got a guy, McCaden Adams, that, as he told me, he's like, McCaden, man, he's not playing his best game. You look up and he's got 20 points. Like today, man, have his best game. He's got 18. And on the steal and run out is Brock Bank, and he'll go to the line.
And, you know, I'll be honest. Look, I try to keep a pulse, and off seasons and summers. I try to go to as much as I can. I talk with a lot of coaches, and people were talking to me, and I was like, look, I really don't know what PG has this year. And I don't mean that as a knock, but if I had to rank them, I'd probably put them in the bottom half because I don't know what they have. And, I'm not saying that I'm the king and I know everything. I don't. But for this roster to come and to win Region 4, where I knew what Corner Canyon had, I knew what Westlake had, I knew what Lone Peak was getting, I knew what it speaks to just that mentality and the culture that Coach McAllister has in his program, but the responsiveness of his boys in this locker room, in this group, to be able to buy into that, put together a great regular season, and now they find themselves in the semi.
Yeah. As seniors come out for Coach Garner, and heck of a run for Nick Holland and Colby Carter, guys that we've covered the last couple of years. Of course, we've had their games on the Rewind Sports Network, the region play.
And while we talk about Nick, I love the evolution of his game. I think the last 2 years, he's a spot-up shooter, right?
Yep.
Well, he's your outside guy. This year, knowing he was going to have to carry the load, we saw him early on, Dusty. And this Skyridge team was like, whoa.
Yeah.
His driving ability, his quickness, his defense, and I know that we didn't see the best Nick Holland today. And tip of your hat to PG, they frustrated him. They made it tough on him defensively. But, man, that kid, his growth last year to this year, Nick Holland is a really good basketball player, complete player. I hope he gets an opportunity at the next level. That dude, he's got some skills.
Yeah, and then Bryson Bailey. I mean, this kid has worked his tail to get to where he is right now.
Right. Last year, I remember JV games, and he just sat outside, right?
Yep.
15-footers, 17-footers. And to see him, no, I'm going to go in and work it inside. Love to see, again, kind of that mentality shift for him, and really good year for Bailey. They're not here without him. But, season coming to a close here at the hands of Pleasant Grove.
PG's going back to the semis. Pleasant Grove with a 60-43 win over Skyridge. Congratulations to Coach McAllister and the Vikings. And not only that, my good buddy Dre Endicott, the team manager, going back to the semis for Dre and the Vikings. Congratulations with a 60-43 win. Dan, your final thoughts and selection of a Heidemann Associates player of the game.
PG took control early. We talked about Skyridge couldn't let this game get sideways on him too quickly. It kind of did. They made a late push, but just not enough there against a very gritty Pleasant Grove group. I'm going to go with Isaac Garrett. He hit the couple of threes, had a double-double today. I think he finished around 19 and 11. I think it was about that. Heck of a game from the big man. Showed his outside, the inside. I thought defensively he was good. Isaac Garrett, our player of the game.
Well, congratulations again to PG. They will be in the semifinals against American Fork. Isaac Garrett, our Heidemann Associates player of the game. For Dane Stewart and Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of the 2022 6A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com.